To Bitcoin to Black Wealth. This is the Terrance Henry Experience. We have a special guest in the building today. He is a crypto investor, my guy, Tim Lawson.
How y'all guys doing today?
How you going? Who was you looking at?
I'm just trying to look at the camera, so I'm gonna look at you. This is my first time
we
doing...
good. This is, look, just relax, settle in. We're going to talk, man. You know, we definitely going to talk about crypto. You know what I mean? Definitely, because it's a really important thing in the community. And we've been talking behind the scenes and everything, right? And the one thing I want to tap into with you is that how did you get yourself involved in this? Like, what was it?
Well, how did I get involved? I'm gonna make a long story short. So,
okay,
just like we was talking behind the scenes, I've always been in sales. So I always wanted a career that's going to take me to the next level where I could have extras. You know, I like the Benzes, I like the chains and stuff like that. Now, since I got older, my mind shift has shifted. But you know, back in the day, sales is the only career that would, you know, take you up there. So basically, one of my friends, she asked me, how do I invest? Now, I never invest. Like, I used to just take my commission, buy clothes, buy polo and stuff, but I didn't think about investing. And this was back in 2016. So I was like, what do you mean, how do I invest? And she was like, I'm into this thing called Forex. So I'm gonna get to the crypto in a minute, but I started with Forex. So she introduced me to Forex, and it's this foreign exchange currency. So for your listeners that don't know what Forex is you can day trade other currencies. Like you could put the US dollar against the Japanese yen, against the Canadian dollar, against the Mexican peso, things like that. So I started learning that and learning to day trade that. And I was a little profitable. Like one of my first trades, I took 10 cents of USD and versus the Canadian dollar, and I made $300 that way. So, and you can also in Forex sell, trade commodities like gold and oil. So it was bubbling back in 2016, and I was with this company called IMX or iMarkets Live, and I was paying them $100 a month just to be with them, and I didn't realize. I did realize it was a multi-level marketing part, but I wasn't recruiting people. I was just trying to learn how to invest. So later on, I met my lady, which is my wife now. I told her what I was doing with the Forex, but I was just working commissions and I wasn't trading like that. So she the one that put the spark in my ear, like, Tim, what you doing? You should be, this is investment. This can take you off, you know, to another level. And we started seeing YouTubers like Rich Off the Net, Maba Forex trading. And we started seeing these guys go up with their trading. So I started taking it seriously. One night, one of my fraternity brothers posted online about crypto. They was like, if you want to learn about crypto, I'm teaching people. So I took him up on the offer, DM'd him, and he became my crypto mentor. So anything that you're doing, have a mentor. I didn't have a Forex mentor. I was just in a loop of a multi-level marketing thing. So I did get out of Forex because I was like, I'm not going to pay $100 a month and I don't have no direct mentor. Okay. So I took that money that I was spending with Forex and paid my mentor, me and my wife. And from, I say we got with him, I want to say 2019. Because I got with my wife 2018, 2019, we started getting mentorship by my fraternity brother. It was going smooth, but he was a good mentor. He taught us how to go into different coins, how to set up, how to find what's bubbling in the crypto market, but he just didn't know how to talk to people. Long story short, we had a little falling out and I left his, you know, mentorship, but we was mentored by him by at least 1.5 years. And I can tell you this, the one thing that made us have a fallout, he was telling us to follow him blindly. So he knew what he was doing, but I tell everybody, just don't follow nobody blindly. Always do your own research. Don't remember the coin, but he told us to invest into something. And that same night, me and my wife lost $600 just like that because the market was volatile.
So break that down. Break that part down where you said the market, what was it again? It was...
The crypto market was volatile. So basically...
For the listeners that don't know what volatiles mean.
It means it could go high or it could go low. Okay. And that night it went real low where we lost like, you know, half our investment when we was, you know, investing with him and his strategy.
So let me ask you this. Can you make money it going down? Can it be shorted? Because, you know, sometimes people bet down the market plummeting and you can make money off that way. I think it's called shorts.
Yes, that's what you can do futures with crypto. And I was going to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can make money off of shorts. But at that time, me and my wife had no knowledge of that.
Okay. Would you do it again though? Like so say if you know if something is going to plummet or have an idea, would you take that bet on the shorts in crypto?
Yes.
Okay.
So you have futures trading, you have leverage trading with crypto now, where even on crypto.com, you can leverage it going down. If you know Bitcoin is at $120,000 and you know it's going to go down to 18, you could put a leverage trade into that.
Okay.
So now you can, but when we first got into it, we didn't know about leverage trading. We just knew how just to put our money into something.
And
so
just
it wasn't, and
just let it like
ride.
that. But don't you think now we live in an age of information, right? Where we have all these crypto coins, like you said, the oil, the gold, you have Forex, you got all these things. Now it's like if you get tipped off, I think somewhere with somebody, if you can get tipped off and knowing that something's going to plummet or something is like, can you get in trouble for that?
That's called, and let me just say.
Like Martha Stewart, she got in trouble for that.
Let me just do this disclaimer.
Yeah.
This is not financial advice. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I have to say that because I do have a degree in finance, MBA in finance. However, I'm not a financial advisor. So I just wanted to say that for the integrity of the show.
Yeah. But because we all know, look, everybody knows that when you're dealing with the stock market, it's an emotional situation. Yeah. Right. You investing and doing these things is from emotional. You have to feel comfortable, right? To able to say, I lost, like you said, the 600 or the 400. You're like, you know what? I lost it. But you also know you can get it back.
Yeah. And I'm going to go into that. So I got it all back. But back to
go ahead.
Back to your original question.
Yeah.
It is something called insider trading, whether it's crypto, whether it's stocks, bonds, mutual funds, Forex. So that's illegal. Like, let's say I'm a member of Congress and I go to you, hey, Terrance, I know Bitcoin is going to go back down to 100,000.
Right.
Do some shorts on this. Don't tell nobody I told you this, but I got this from such and such congressman. Now, you can probably get away with it, but I'm always a person of integrity. What you do in the dark will come to light. So if you do get information like that, and I can't tell any grown person how to function, but I know I probably won't do it because I don't want to get in trouble, or kind of like when people was doing the PPP loans and it was like, lie on this and you get this loan. I didn't do that for my LLC because the integrity of it. Okay. Now you see people going to jail. So you may get away with it. You may not. My advice is I would stay away from it and just learn how to chart and learn how to do it. And I'm going to discuss that, on the show today, how to do it.
And that's good because, I think if people are in the higher echelon of this, I think they always get tipped off all the time, right? But I do notice in the Black community, and what I wanted to talk to you about, do you feel like it's very important for us to know this information in the Black community when it comes to crypto? Like for us in our community, because it seems like we're not talking about it enough.
Yes, and let me tell you why.
Okay.
And you mind if I bring up a conversation we had in the background?
Oh, yes,
so
definitely.
To let y'all listeners know that I have my MBA in finance. I was going for my doctorate in finance at Walden University. I didn't finish, but my thesis was Black male unemployment and where we was going to be. And it was an article written in 2011 saying the Black men was going to be written out the workforce or out of the workforce by 2030. We only 5 years away from that.
Wow.
Yeah. But to my surprise, because of AI and everything going on, it's not just the Black men. It's anybody who don't have a knowledge of investing. It's anybody that's in these service industries. I don't care. So they got AI doctors now performing surgeries. The ChatGPT is like a lawyer now. Basically, the whole Black Laws Dictionary is on there. So what you used to call a lawyer to get $200 for, now you could go to ChatGPT. And I'm gonna bring it back in. So I always tell people, why not learn how to invest now? Invest in stocks, invest in mutual funds, learn how to trade the charts, learn futures, learn options trading. These are all tools that the Black community need to survive, because there's no more McDonald's counter. There's no more counter at the grocery store. Everybody's self-swiping and you see this trend going on. So you have to be ahead of the curve. Even if you're doing gig work like Uber, Lyft and stuff, which, you know, I indulge in from time to time, you better do that now because once they have the self-driving cars and once they have the Androids.
And they already have that. Yo, it's crazy. I think they have it out in California, right?
Yeah. And actually, me and my wife was in Miami. We did a cruise last month. They had it there. We seen, I think it was DoorDash or Uber Eats, like a little Android going delivering somebody food. And I was just playing with my wife, like, would I get in trouble if I take what's in this thing? And so it was driving.
It was a self-driving.
Yeah, it looked like, so you know, one of those mini vacuum cleaners that vacuum your house. It looked like that, but it was a little bigger and it had food in there. So it was actually self-driving to some company because we was in downtown Miami. This technology is out now. But you can't use AI to predict the market because it's some AI tools that can, but this is a human skill that we all need to learn how to do. Because I tried to use AI to predict the market, I lost every time. And the reason I say this is a human skill, you got to know when to get in, know when to get out, know how to read the charts.
So the charts are pretty much the candlesticks.
Yes.
So when you're looking at your candlesticks, is it things you have high, and you have low lows, right? So when the market opens up, right, you have to pretty much set your chart up. If you're a day trader, because it's all typical, you have a day trader, you have a holder, and there's something else. I think it's a
swing trader.
Swing trader, right?
Yeah, swing trader, it go by the weeks and months. They might put in a trade, but they might not take it out until 3 months after when everything is up.
When everything is up, so they may just let it sit there. Now, when you do that, because you got some people that do the day trading for like 10 minutes and get out real quick.
Yeah, that's sniper.
That's called a sniper.
That's why I'm learning to be a sniper. Yeah,
but that's when you set it up because the market opens up at what, like 9:30 New York time.
And
you have to be there. And sometimes I've heard that you may not be able to trade on that day because how the market may be looking. So that day, it may not be the day to invest.
Yep, it's a day to day. Now the swing traders, they don't care. They might put it in and they don't care if the market low, but they know 3 months down the line it's going to get up. So you can put, it's always a time on your trade. You can either do it by the day, by the week, the month, or the year. If I'm doing options, I could put in a trade for Sony for the year. Sony might be at $27 right now, but if I know it's going to go up to $50 in a year, I'm just going to leave my trade in there for the year.
Okay, for the year. And that's how you do it.
Yeah. And let me explain to him what's the difference between cryptocurrency and regular markets, if I may. I don't know.
No, trust me. Come on, brother. Go ahead. You good.
Yeah. So you can trade cryptocurrency, but the reason people love cryptocurrencies is decentralized market. Now I'm explaining what decentralized is. That means that the market is going to trade 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you know how your bank is closed on Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, New Year's Eve. You can't trade stocks on those days.
No, you can't.
Now, that's not with crypto. Crypto on Christmas, if I see a good trade, I can make a trade on Christmas and make money. I can make a trade on Thanksgiving and make money. It's decentralized. It don't go by the bank holidays or anything. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I have some plays now in XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Let's say tomorrow, it's the day is Sunday.
Say Sunday.
Nothing's open. But let's say in an hour, Bitcoin can rocket up to 130,000. You know why? Because it's not waiting for Monday. If it's going to do those numbers, it's going to do those numbers anytime. That's why I like crypto rather than the regular market. Nothing wrong with Forex, nothing wrong with futures, and nothing wrong with options, but they do end, like, at
a certain time.
Yeah. So if you're doing option trading, regular stocks, that's just Monday through Friday. If you're doing futures open Sunday at 6 o'clock to Friday at 5 o'clock. And it's, everything is on that schedule. But with crypto, no schedule.
Let me ask you this thing, right? Yeah. So with crypto being, because it's still fairly new.
Yeah.
Right. Is the government trying to regulate crypto? Because I heard at one point they were, because they were still trying to figure out how, but it's moving at an all-time fast pace. I don't know if the government is keeping up with that, because in 2009, that's when crypto came to the scene. Nobody knew really what it was.
Yeah, it was just Bitcoin.
It was Bitcoin. Yeah. Even with it being Bitcoin, some people made millions off of it when it first came out. Do you feel like the government is going to get involved and try to regulate the cryptocurrency chain?
That's a good question. They are regulating it now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say this name. Some people might get offended.
Okay.
Trump just signed 3 bills into law. Now, I haven't sat down and read it and did the research before coming on here.
Yeah, that's fine.
But when he signed those bills into law about cryptocurrency, everything skyrocketed. We're on a bull run now. And what a bull run is that means everything going up.
Yeah.
A bear run is when everything goes going down. So right now, XRP, I'm just going to talk about that. It was like at 210. Now it's at 350 now. Bitcoin did a whole all-time high. It went all the way up to 120 recently, 121. It went back down because people, when these things go up, the investors going to take their profits.
Right, they're going to take their profit. You sell low. So not to cut you off, so the motto is that you buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as this is recording, I know this is going to come out later. It's a DG coin that's coming out. So Trump is going to make an announcement on Monday. And people were saying to get into this coin, this DG coin, and if you put like $100 or $1,000 in there, you could become a millionaire. Now, what I teach my students is not to be hasty. I didn't go on, like a lot of influencers was saying that, but I didn't go on there telling them to do that because it'll be irresponsible if that thing reversed and it was really a pull. A rug pull is when the person who owns the coin, a lot of people put money in there and they just snatch up the money. So the integrity of the people who follow me, I didn't tell them to do that. What I did tell them is there's another coin named Solana that this DG coin is going to be under. I told them to invest in Solana because if that's going to pump, Solana is going to pump too. So you're going to have some coins that correlate with each other, like Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is at like 533 right now. Bitcoin, that's right, 117,000. So instead of let's say instead of getting Bitcoin, you can get Bitcoin Cash for 533 a coin. I got like one Bitcoin Cash token, and I'm gonna show people how to do it with little to less money. Even if you working with minimum wage, I show people how to increase their money with crypto.
Do you feel like with all of this, right? Can crypto close the wealth?
Yes, it can. So think about this. Back in 90, 95, 96, 97, I think me and you around the same age because we in the same circles. Yeah. I'll be 44 next month.
Yeah, we're in the same circle.
So I want to say 98 and 99, I was 18.
Okay.
Somebody told me, hey, Tim, put $100 in Apple when I was 18. I'd probably be well to do off now.
Right.
Yeah. But as a people, we didn't know about investing. Only thing I knew was money, women, and clothes. All brother knows.
Right, exactly. We wasn't taught that in the community. No. Right, exactly.
Yeah, so I had a lot of money I spent on clothes, cars, and stuff. Even when I was in college, I don't know if they do this now, but we used to have refund checks when you get a little bit over your refund. I could have been invested in the houses a long time ago, stock a long time ago, but before studying this in school, I didn't have a knowledge of investing. We was always taught, you get I'm from Philly, so you got the Jordans on, you got the polo on. We was always taught to put the horse on.
Right.
But not invest in the horse or not invest in the stock. So, but a lot of people in other communities, when they go into college, they already have a portfolio because this knowledge was already breaking down to them. And I think to the retail investors until Robinhood and stuff came out in the 2000s, nobody wasn't really trading stock because then you had to get a stockbroker. Then you had to have a network of 250,000 to get in.
Yeah.
So we didn't have that. But I would say now to answer your question, yes, this is very important for us to get into this now because you don't want to be 10 years down the line. Dag, I should have invested in a Bitcoin. I should have invested in an XRP or Pele or Shiba Inu or all these things. You missing the mark. And you can still always invest later, but it's always good to get in early. Even if I started off with $5 in crypto.
And you made it 10.
Yes.
10, you made it, 10K in that month. Right. And how'd you do that?
So, not in a month. No, it took years.
It took years. Okay.
So I'm gonna break it down. And I've been doing this for the last 7 years, so I don't want to make it seem like it was an overnight thing.
No, I get it. I understand.
So the way the 10,000 came in one of my accounts, and I think I'm probably over 13 to 15 now, and it's going up because of this bull run. I started off with my mentor in 2019. I ain't gonna say his name.
No, that's fine.
I started off with my mentor. I got into some platforms like Gemini, Coinbase, KuCoin. So every platform don't have every coin. So some coins that I wanted was on different platforms. I already told you about the falling out. After the falling out, I think I only had like 2,000 in my portfolio. My wife had 1,000. This book changed my life. I started reading The Richest Man in Babylon.
Right.
And
let me ask you that real quick. I'm gonna let you finish about that. I just want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Can you get like another version of it? Because you know it the way you read it, because I read The Richest Man in Babylon too. But for some people, when we tell about these books and when they read it, the language in there is like it's written in at a very different time and place. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna tell people to subscribe to Audible.
Okay, there we go.
So I'm an audio learner.
Okay.
I can read and I love reading, but I love an audio book. I clean my house, I'll clean my car, and I'll listen to
translate.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I just want to let everybody know, if you get the book and it looks a little crazy, like Tim said, get the audio book. But go ahead, you can finish.
And also, just to give you a nugget, it's free on YouTube. I don't know how long, but type in The Richest Man in Babylon. You can listen to it off of YouTube for free. I think that's how I did it, but yeah, you can listen to it audibly. But when I listened to the book,
okay, I'm listening.
They gave me 3 principles. And this is what all the millionaires do. They take their money, 10% for tithing, 10% for investing, and 10% for savings.
Okay.
And then you live off the 70%. So, and I'll use myself as an example. When I was doing home care, I was only making $1,000 a week. So I was making $4,000 a month. I had a decent salary, but they ain't paid my commissions. That's another story.
Right, another story. That's sales. You know how it goes. That's how it goes. But I'm listening.
I disciplined myself to $700, a week went to mortgage, food, groceries, whatever I had to handle.
Right.
100 went to tithing. And the way me and my wife tithes, either we give it to a local church that's doing something, or we'll help feed the homeless in Philadelphia. So, I tithe 2 ways. So $100 a week will go into that.
Okay.
$100 for savings. Now I was saving it in a high yield account in a bank, but I started saving my money into Bitcoin.
Right, because you already know what the bank, they give you 0 point on your money. So you're not really seeing the real growth in the bank. Because banks use your money.
Yeah. So, like I said, not financial advice, but always look for...
Right. No financial advice, not telling people to do that, but,
But if it was me, a high yield ticket account, like a SoFi or something like that, you can put your money in. But if you're doing crypto, it's good to save your money into Bitcoin because you do see a return from that. And then 10% for investing. So I invested XRP, some other coins, and I got stock too, like Nvidia. I got SoFi stock. So I got AI stocks and cryptocurrency.
Okay.
So I have those too. So when I listen to it and they will say you'll never be poor, man, it's so amazing. Like, I'm not at no 9-to-5 job now, and I'm still living, basically off my investments and whatever I teach my students. So these principles I stuck with, and I teach my students these principles. And if I could share with you, I have a student that's going to come on with me tonight, and she doesn't invest a lot. She's a mother of one, and she, doing it on her own. She started off with $10, $15, and I showed her how to auto invest for compound interest, like 10 to 15 every week. She showed me her portfolio during this bull run. She's up to $1,000.
Good for her.
Yeah. I just started working with her in February.
Wow.
So if you was trying to save in a regular bank $10 to $15 in your savings account, she probably have like $200-300 by now. Maybe if not that, because the banks don't give you. But because of the interest that she have in the coins that I got, and the coins that I told her to get, it was more stable coins than those meme coins or those high risk coins. I always tell people to get into something that's stable and not high risk. And she was able to make a savings off of that.
Tell us about the risk management part of it.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's very important when you're doing risk management. Because I was, telling you that a lot of people investing is emotional
Yes.
for some people. So explain to me about the risk management aspect of it all.
So the risk management part of it is so you don't lose a lot of your money. It's something called a stop limit or a limit sell.
Okay.
So what a stop limit is, I'm gonna use Bitcoin for example.
All right.
Bitcoin is at $120,000. Now, if you have a lot of money in there, you can lose a lot if it come back down to just 100,000. So I would tell my student is, all right, this is at 120 now. What you're going to want to do is to minimize your loss, put it at your stop limit at 116, sell half of it. So that way you cutting your losses by half. Then when it's down, because you want to buy low and sell high, when it get back down to 100,000, put that 50% right back into it. So,
no, I'm hearing you. That's great. So when you're doing those things, it's like a clicker, right? And you pretty much measure where it's at here and where it's at where it stops here.
Yeah.
So when you do it, you kind of setting yourself up for that day, because like you're saying, you want to make sure you want to get some type of profit. So you're measuring the scale.
Yes.
Knowing where it's at, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm getting it like while you're, yeah.
Because it's always going to come down because people going to take their profit.
Okay.
So if it's at 120 or 121, I always tell them, and they can set their stop limit to 120. And if they don't want that thing coming down, you can set your stop loss, your stop limit, your limit sell anytime.
Okay.
I use Gemini, and that's what I tell all my students to use. They good with putting stop limits on, and this minimize your risk. You can even take it all out if you don't want. Let's say you up 5,000. Like Tim, I don't want to lose this 5,000.
Right.
You can take it out of Bitcoin and put it in USD, and this is how you increase your money. So let's say Bitcoin went back to 100,000. Now you put that 5,000 back in there. Now you have more shares or more, of the coin than you had before, because what you did was you sold before it went down. So that's the risk management. And I wasn't doing that for a long time, but now, I have stop losses where 25% of my account would get sold or 50. I don't sell it all because I always want to still be in the market because it's volatile. This is what my mentor didn't teach me. And by me doing like insurance back in the day, sales and doing risk management class, I took that information too, along with the richest man of Babylon, to basically safeguard your investment. So that's what I teach people. If they have something in there, you show them how they can minimize their losses. You're going to take a loss. Everybody going to take a loss. Even if you got stock in Apple, people going to take it out. It's going to fluctuate. It's going to go up and down. But I didn't know about this stop limit.
Oh, the stop limit. Yeah. So it's and that's where you're measuring.
Yeah.
So the lingo, does it now? I know when people talk in the in trading, you have a thing called a clicker. Is it ticker or something like that? The ticker.
Yeah. That's
ticker.
for.
Okay.
That's for like options and stuff.
Okay.
You could do that. The stop limit is for everything.
Gotcha.
For option, you can have something in NVIDIA, and if you don't want to take too much of a loss, you can tell your option to sell at this point. You could do it with Forex, sell at this point. So everything has a stop loss wherever you invested in. So even if you're in Robinhood, if you're in Gemini, no matter what platform you on, it has a stop loss, especially with crypto.
And so explain to me, what is the platforms where people can get all that at, like, to do the day trading? I know they have different platforms for it, correct? Like you said, it was a Gemini and all of them, and those are the ones?
So Gemini.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I'm following you.
Now, I haven't done any day trading with my crypto. I kind of do like the stop loss and invest method with it. But Top One Futures, you can trade crypto that way, like a day trader, and you can do futures like crude oil, gas, NASDAQ 500, S&P 500. You could do it. So Top One Futures, I want to say BTCC. That's another one. Let's see. Gemini, you can do it, but I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
So you'll probably have to look at a YouTube channel or some type of tutorial. And KuCoin, you could do it too. So those four I know offhand, and it's a lot of it. You got Webull, any platform that does option trading, you can, day trade on. And you just got to have the rules and regulations on, what not to do, because with Robinhood, if you got to put it where you can have unlimited trading for the day, because if you don't, they'll in your account if you're not following the rules, if I can say that. So you got to set it up where your account has unlimited trades. And that's what I did. Because first I was doing like regular trading on Robinhood. And it's like your account, because I think I was trading like 3 or 4 times a day. And it's like your account is in danger of this. So I had to switch it. So even though stocks is not my main thing, I'm just learning options and I'm learning futures right now. But yeah, you just got to make sure you have read the instructions of those websites. But yeah, you could day trade on all those websites.
Day trade on all those websites. So take me to a time when you felt like wow, this is really working for me. Like, yo, I'm really getting an understanding of this, because nobody's not teaching us in school. They're not teaching us about money. None of this stuff is happening, but you really took the time to really want to get into it, and you really have to be really disciplined in this. It's not something, but take me to when you took this, like you really, like you found your first big profit. Was it that 10,000 in that month? I mean, not the month, for that year, when you was like, yo, this is really working, I can do it. Yeah. Like, take me, like, what happened? Like, what was the emotional side of it all for you?
So I want to say 2022.
Okay.
After I read The Richest Man in Babylon, because I was just investing here and there. But then when I started putting it on auto invest, like just how they take taxes out of check, I started putting my 30% to work, my tithing, my investing in my savings to work. Once I started doing that, and after I read that book, that's when my account, I think I had 4,000 in it. That's when it ballooned up to 10,000. And it went up a lot during the election time. So after the results of the election, I know everybody, so I'm just trying to.
Yeah, no, keep it real. No, we can.
People be getting flack when I use the T word. So
no, you can use a T word, man. Look. So we got to be mature about it, right? This is business when you're talking. So no,
and I don't do anything off of emotion. It's all about the money.
It's about the money. Yeah.
So when Trump won,
right,
in that November, we had a bull run all the way up into January. That's when I seen my account, and I think I was at 7. That's when I seen it go up to 10, and I was like, "This is working." And people was calling my phone, because for a long time, and I'm not blaming no administration. Stocks was down, options was down, crypto was way down, but we all knew that keep on investing in the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin at the beginning of that year was only $40,000. I don't know if people remember that. It was only $40,000 in the beginning of January 2024. Then it ballooned up to 100,000 by January 2025. Think about it. I was doing the auto investing, so I was only putting like a little bit, but if I knew then what I knew now, I would have been putting thousands at that thing. But I used my discipline. I was like, I'm only going to put 10% of my income, and the 70%, I was using to pay the bills in the house. And even with that 10%, my portfolio ballooned. Then that's when I knew, to answer your question, this works.
This works. And if you felt good, it's like, yo, does it put you in the place of you learning about how this money strategy works? Like, yo, because I feel like that, like when you learn something, it's like, what was the whole point of, from K to 12? What were we doing?
It's another book out there. Oh, let me answer that. What we doing K to 12? Yeah. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you cool.
So it's a book out there, and I'm about to finish it on Audible, called Weapons of Mass Instruction.
You got to send that to me.
Yeah, I'm going to send you that. So what this book was saying, that the way we grade it on a production scale. Like if you go to Ford company and we making the door, they'll grade that door A, or they grade that door B all the way to an F grade. So remember, everything involved except the education system. We still sit in a classroom for 8 hours a day. They train you how to stand in line. They train you how to eat. They train you how to raise your hand. They train you to be dependent on the system. And when you decentralize, like with crypto, and you learn to think outside the box, that's when you get rich. So we was basically, and how can I say this? And I don't want to offend no teachers or no educators.
No, keep it real. Come on, Tim. Keep it real on the basis. Come on, let's go.
The basis of this education system, we was indoctrinated. We never was educated.
There we go.
Education is kind of what I'm doing today, telling you about how to trade stocks, bonds, and stuff. The reason financial education is not in these schools because they want you to be dependent on a job. They want you to be dependent on a UPS, a FedEx, Amazon driver. So you're going to go your whole life driving, working for a pension that you might not get. And then when it's time for you to get Social Security, this is the scary thing. I learned this from selling life insurance. When inflation is always going to go up.
Yes, it is.
Bread is never going to be $1 again. Eggs is never going to be $2 again. Everything's going up. So when me and you, if we in our 40s, we better have a whole lot of money. If God bless us to live 60 and 70, we're going to need to be up here with our money. Because if we just have a pension, and let's say they're giving us like $3,000 a month, we can live off of $3,000 a month here now. But in 2035, 2045, 2055, you might need $10,000 or $15,000 to live. So now
it's getting there though.
Yeah. So now you retired at 65 and you're in poverty. And this is the thing. And thank God, I'm gonna share this with y'all. I lost 50 pounds and kept it off. So I was a little bigger than this.
Yeah, congrats.
So you have to be in healthy condition. One of my cousins, he was in the military. He was married to my cousin, so he was a cousin by marriage. He was in the Air Force. He retired at 65, died at 67.
Wait, say that again?
He was in shape too. He wasn't no big guy. He retired at 65 years old, died at 67. So
what happened? Like, if you don't mind, I want to get off topic.
Well,
like, if it's personal, I just.
Well, it's personal. It's not too personal. My cousin said it was stress. He was stressing about bills. So this is where when you retire, you need a lot of money. He was stressed. The stress kind of, gave it in. So, and I'm looking at, wow, I'm a black man. That could be me. So I was taught in life insurance. The reason you get life insurance, because if you die, you need to have that money stretched for your family. And the reason you get $500,000 policy, $1 million term policy is that money is to stretch your family until your youngest person is out the door. But let's say you don't die in them years. You're going to need that type of money going forth. We all going to need to have $1 million in savings going in these future years. A lot of us and a lot of Americans, I'm not even going to say the black community, a lot of Americans don't even have $1,000 in their savings account. And if I can show you through crypto how you can do that just by the money that you're making now, it's a blessing to me to even show people how they could do that. And when I saw that in my own life, like, wow, I got this. I'm not a millionaire yet, but when I put more money into this thing and more strategy,
Tim, wait, Tim, you are a millionaire.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? You are a millionaire. Like, it's not yet, as you are, because I've always told people anything that that you're doing is only laws of physics. Yeah. You go the way you're going, and I think words are so powerful. So we have to put ourselves there.
You're right. Can I rephrase that?
Yes, you can.
Yes, I am a millionaire. I just don't have it on paper yet.
There we go.
So when I'm doing this strategy, and I'm going to say this because this will happen, I will be in the multi-millions depending on how much I invest today. It all starts today. And I want to tell your audience and tell you or anybody else, it's not too late. Start today. Start somewhere. Even if, let's say, I think this is a scam, put in $5.
I wanted to ask you something about that too, about scam. Yeah. How do you avoid getting scammed?
So the less information you put on the web, the better. So to avoid getting scammed, it's a lot of people out there who say they're crypto coaches and stuff.
Right.
This is the thing. I never asked nobody to give me their personal money. Only, the fees that for coaching, because that's my time for them. Mm-hmm. That's it. But I never told them to give me $1,000 and let me invest for you. I always show people how to invest in themselves. If any guru or anybody said, give me 3,000 or give me 5,000, I can flip it into this. That's when you know you're being scammed.
Okay.
I know plenty of people who had like, I guess these bots, and I think they were like posing as agent ladies saying that they can help them with crypto. They gave them money and got scammed. Now, what a real coach would do would show you how to open up your crypto brokerage account, whether it's that through Gemini, Coinbase, or something. You put your own money in there and they'll direct you on how you should split your money.
Okay.
I shouldn't have access to your bank account. I shouldn't have your social. I shouldn't have any of that. So to avoid getting scammed, if anybody come up to you and saying, join my community, or I can invest for you, give me X amount of money, and they don't show you how to open up your own account, that's a scam.
That's a scam. That's why I feel like some people are scared.
Yeah.
Right? They're scared to, especially, you know, in our community, they're scared. Oh, that's a scam. They're trying to take the money or whatever. Because it's hard to differentiate, if I'm saying the correct term, who's good. I mean, who's valid and who's not. You know what I mean? But by you saying that and the things that you just broke it down to, these are the people that look for when it comes to these type of things in an investor.
Yeah. So,
right?
Yep. And
Okay.
I always believe what comes around goes around.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a perfect man, but I would consider myself to be a man of God. If I told somebody, give me 5,000, and let's say I took it from them and they don't have no way to get it back, not only that my reputation would be ruined, somebody might go into my account and take everything I got just because whatever you put out there, you get back.
There you go.
It's reciprocal. That's why. And the richest man in Babylon, going back to that story, that's why they said tithe, the author, and charity, or, you know, giving. So when you give, let's say you give $100 to the homeless, or you give into your local church, or you give into some type of scholarship fund, God going to have a way to give that back to you. Now, if I'm stealing, God going to chastise. Okay, you stole from him. I'm gonna make sure all of this is wiped out.
You know, I always tell people you can't do bad to people and expect good results. It never works out like that.
And you see, I'm not going to say any of these influencers' name, but you see influencers that did people bad. Now they reputation tarnished and things like that. And a lot of influencers during I want to say 2020 to 2023, it was a lot of scamming going on out there.
Yeah.
Now with me, I don't have any like person that you'll talk to. You'll get me directly. I do the Zoom, you know, I share my accounts with you, and I always tell people, I don't want you the money. I don't want to see you do the account. I'd rather you set up the account before we meet, and then I'm going to show you how to direct your money.
Okay.
I'm never going to say, hey, give me 1,000 and I'll do it for you. Some people ask me to do that too. And some of my good friends, but I told them the same way, like, I'm not a hedge fund. So I'm not going to invest for you.
So you said hedge fund. So what's the guy name? Hedge fund. Was it in New York? He ran the Ponzi scheme. His name was
Madoff.
Yeah, ran the Ponzi scheme. So they was giving him the money, right? But what they was doing with the money, he never put it in the stock. He just held it and used it for other things. And because he was getting so much of it, people just assumed that their money was doubling, but he was using that money for that money, that money, that money. People thought that they had something that was there. So he was like one of the all-time biggest scammers to ever do it, which was crazy around his time. If you ever get a chance, watch him. I think it was a Netflix on Prime or
probably Netflix.
Next or Prime,
Madoff. I think I saw a little of that.
Yeah.
Also, it's I forgot the guy's name. It's another Netflix thing that people should watch about scams called Dirty Pop.
Okay.
So the people who made NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys was the same guy, and he was getting people to invest in these groups, and they thought they was going to get a return. However, he was using the money for so many other things.
Crazy.
So I would say this in general, if a person can't show you like, no, I don't want to give you my money. Can you show me how to open this where I can manage and leverage my own money? Then it's a scam. And a lot of people, one thing I can say good about my mentor, even though we had that falling out, he never asked me for my personal money.
Right.
You know, I paid him the fees of only for the coaching. And he said, hey, Tim, if you have this money, you put it in this and put it in that. I do respect them for that. So I would never, and just to put good things out there, I would never, even though we had that falling out, I feel like he's an excellent individual. and he got me to where I am today. So I will never like really go down on him. It's just when we had that conversation, it's just between men.
Yeah, it didn't work. And you a man at the end of the day. And,
Yeah.
you know, it should be respect. I'm tongue tied. You should always respect each other.
But
right?
he was excellent, but he never asked me for money. Now, like I said, if anybody out there, and I don't care if it's crypto, I don't care if it's Forex, or I don't even care if it's opening up a home care agency, because I was looking to do that, and somebody asked me to give them $3,000, and I was like, nope, the conversation ended there.
I think with trading and all like that, the good thing about it, you ain't got to deal with people.
Yeah.
Right? It's all on you. And it's all strategy, right? And it's all about how you do it. You got some good investors. You got some good people that really know how to trade, right? But it's like anything. It's a muscle, right? The more you do it, the better you get at it, right? It's just really just being patient, taking your time, and understanding. Because people think when you get into it, oh, I'm going to be rich now.
No, it take time.
It take time. But the more you learn the skill, like anything else, the better you get at it. You know, and it's if you could find a way to survive off of trading, you're winning. I tell people that you're going to win, right? Because now a job paying you, and it's not to discredit anybody that has a 9-to-5, a city worker, whatever. No discredit to them at all. But if you're getting X amount of dollars every 2 weeks, and that's your paycheck, and you doing trading, and you're getting that in 10 minutes, you get what I'm saying? It's a different type of dialogue, right?
I'm gonna quote something that the Wall Street Trapper said on one of his, because I look at like a lot of money podcasts. He said, whoever you allow to feed you, it's going to be the same person that starve you. So this is what I get from this. Let's say you working 9 to 5. We ain't gonna throw no company. We XYZ company.
Right.
XYZ company could give you $150,000 a year. You could be balling like, hey, Tim, I don't need that. I'll make this salary. But what happens when the CEO have a scandal with his wife or his secretary? Now everything, the stocks is plummeted. They lay you off. No, it's nothing against you. It's just that the CEO made a mishap and now the company's gone. So you always, I say investing, like you said, is you rely on yourself.
Right.
You always want to have something to fall back on, whether it's your own business, investing, or whatever, because you never know the temperature. These businesses could be here today, gone tomorrow. Let's say Blockbuster. Let's say
they're going though.
Yeah, they're going. But let's say you was the CEO of Blockbuster. Oh, I'm making $300,000 a year. Blockbuster ain't going nowhere. Everybody's going to get their movies.
But you know what happened?
Netflix came.
Yeah, but they came to them though.
Yeah,
they say, hey, listen, and they turned them down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't turn down like an idea. I mean, if you got that idea and it makes sense, I mean, in business, why not?
Yeah, you got to, everything is constantly changing. Like you're going to be here in a brick and mortar one day, and then it's going to be online tomorrow. So I'm guessing the CEO of Blockbuster didn't think he was going anywhere. No. He probably was on yachts. Him and his family was living nice. What happened? Netflix came. Dang. Netflix blew him. Unless he works for Netflix now, he got drafted out of a job.
Remember when they had the CDs and Netflix at the stop with the CDs?
Yeah.
Remember they were doing that? That's going. Now everything is just super digital.
They just stopped that last year. So
they just stopped it last year? I thought they been got rid of that.
No, they just, it's funny. They just stopped the CD. So some people were still getting CDs from Netflix.
Wow.
They just ended that in 2024 or 2023. The last 2 years, they just ended it.
What's very interesting with Netflix and with Prime is that you have big time stars now. They giving them that bag to just streamline.
Yeah,
you know, and that's crazy. You know, do you feel like I'm gonna circle back to the crypto and everything and investing, but because we're talking about business. Mm-hmm. Do you ever feel like the movie industry and as far as though where it's going, do you think like ACM, United Artists, or you think they still gonna be around?
Me and my wife was talking about this. Mm-hmm. They're slowly fading away. So we saw Sinners. Love Sinners. Sinners came out February?
No, did it? No, it came out Easter. Around Easter time.
So
around April.
Yeah. April, right?
Yeah.
Now you can watch it on HBO today.
Yeah.
So it's July, April, 4 months span. Or now they even got it where if you got Fandango online or something like that, you could just pay the movie price and watch the movie at home, because it was a movie some movie my wife wanted to see recently, and I was like, you want to go to the movies this year? Like, no, I don't feel like driving. We could just order it off this Fandango website. So now the movies, if you pay $22, it's kind of like 2 adult tickets at a regular. You could just pop popcorn at home and look at it. Matter of fact, I think it's the Society for Magical Negroes. don't laugh. I saw that movie.
No, that sounds good. I gotta check that out.
Instead of going to the movies, I bought that off of Amazon Prime while it was still in the movies for $20, so me and my wife could see it because I didn't feel like going to movies that day. So yes, the movies is still a good, fun place for brick and mortar. You got the popcorn and stuff, but sooner or later, because the way society is, that might be phased out soon.
You know what I think they're gonna do?
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be around. I think they're gonna get rid of some of them, but I think for an exclusive movie, it's gonna be one theater.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna go, all right, this movie's gonna be here to get the experience. We're going to release this movie for only a certain amount of time because it's supply and demand, right?
Yeah.
So how you do it in business, this is only theory of mine, right? You get most of the theaters going. And how you gain profit, you put in the theaters for about, like you say, 2 to 3 weeks. Everybody want to see it, so everybody buying the tickets, get the money real quick, right? And then another movie may come out. So it'll be an exclusive movie, but it's only a limited time in the movie theater before it goes to streaming. Right, so that everybody can get that experience. That's how I kind of like to see it really going. Like I saw Superman the other day, right? Now I'm thinking how long, because that was a big budget movie. I think $225 million to make that movie.
You saw it at home or you saw it in the theater?
I saw it in the theater, but it was crowded, right? Because Superman is like a household and everybody take the kids to go see Superman. But now it's like, how long is it going to? I want to see how long they're going to keep Superman in the movie theater.
Probably about October, it might be on like a HBO or Netflix. So. I'm thinking. So remember back in the day,
took a year.
Yeah, and I'm gonna age myself. New Jack City took 2 years to get on videotape.
It was 2 years.
Yeah. Well, we had the bootleg, but that's another whole different.
Everybody had the bootleg. Yeah.
So I went to see New Jack City. I was like 10, 11 years old, and I shouldn't have been seeing this, but I went with my uncle.
But listen, understand this. Back in the day, your parents were different back then. Whatever movie they said, they took their kids to go see. So I can resonate. I definitely understand where you're coming from.
But that's my favorite movie. That's why I went to that. I could watch that 100 times today. But I remember the actual tape didn't come out until 2 years later.
Okay.
This is when the movies really had it on lock. So if you saw Free Willy, if you saw Titanic, if you saw anything, the movement of the movies was right there. Even with if I can do another industry, the music industry.
Okay.
DMX put 2 albums out a year, but Jay-Z probably wouldn't put out an album like on a yearly basis or every 2 years. You had to wait for the Jay-Z album. Now you got these artists, they can instantly put out an album. Like when Kendrick and Drake was coming on, he instantly put out his album. He instantly put out this disc. It was like just a back and forth, like every other day
situation.
Yeah.
So, all that being said, because we're moving in a direction and you're seeing everything with the creativity side.
Yeah.
Because you got the AI, you got all of that. Now it's like you got a whole bunch of content creators now. You got even doing you got a podcast for everything now.
Yeah.
Now it's like we're all in this together. It's all going to be content creators at some point because you said the jobs are going to be limited. Now it's like telling people what other skill. A barber's going to be a barber, right? They're always going to have a job. Now I'm telling people like, we really got to find something else that's going to make money that people are not tapping into. And that's why I was thinking day trading and all those things is a good trade to learn.
And can I dial it back to
we're dialing it back. Yeah.
So when I was studying for my doctorate, they told me to identify a problem in business. I still say today, and this is just not me, and I'm gonna say for my black women too, I feel like it's not a lot of black male representation in all industries. If I could say it, I don't know the statistic because I didn't have that, but I was always thinking, even back in 2011, hey, if we're not going to be the drivers, if we're not going to be the warehouse workers, if AI going to start building these buildings, now, you
happen.
So now you got the general contractors out. AI going to be the plumber now. Now you're going to have the plumber out. Then the drivers, like the limo drivers or the people driving people to the airport, because you got exclusive drivers, not just Lyft and Uber.
Right.
They're going to be out because now you're going to have either self-driving cars or maybe an Android just driving you to the airport.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
So coming back to crypto and coming back to investing, you have to start to get a skill that is not going to be phased out. And investing is that one skill that's not going to be phased out. Like you said, people are going to want to see people in podcasts, because I don't think you're going to replace every human in every aspect.
No, you're not.
You're not. AI can't do it all. You're going to want to see somebody. You're going to want to go to a concert and feel their energy and stuff like that. Hey, you know, this, I'm not trying to go sci-fi. We might have a rapper out here that's an Android and we don't know. We know. We bopping to their music and you thinking like, this person might not really exist, you know?
So before we get out of here, right? 'Cause we could talk about this for hours. But before we get out of here, I want to ask you, what is one pitfall that new investors make?
Emotion.
What we talk,
Emotion. So, and I'm going to dial it back to me. When you make your first, like, let's say you invest in a Bitcoin, let's say you put $10 and it turned to $100. You get emotional about it. You get excited, like, yeah, we're going to do this and do that. But then you got to realize the market is going to correct itself. They're going to take a little bit out. And let's say your $100 go to $80. Now you feel like a failure. So I would say this, it's a book. I don't know the author, but it's called The Psychology of Trading.
I'm reading that now.
Yeah. So you have to check your emotions. And that's where I got wrong when I had the falling out with my mentor over that coin. But me being a new investor, I'm like, oh man, this went down. Like, you know, I'm thinking like, oh man, this Bitcoin is a scam. He told me to put this in there. But had I read the charts, and had I know, and I'm also teaching people charting and how to do the technicals. Had I knew the technicals, I would have known ahead of time that that coin was going down. And I would have held out and brought it at a lower point instead of buying it when it was at its height and then it going down.
You would have trade going down?
Yeah. So what I tell my people is to buy low and sell high. Buy red and sell green.
Buy red, sell green.
So, if you go on my Instagram, I got a couple of charting sessions where I tell people if Bitcoin go back down to this is my buying point. Then if it goes up here, then you can sell or, you know, just let it ride. The first person I mentor is my wife because she's there. And, you know, I got her account from 2,000 to 7,000. And, you know, because I'm teaching her this just in case something happened to me, she'd be good. But I'm showing people always look at the charting because that would take the emotions out of it.
Take the emotions out of it.
Yeah.
All right. So is there anything else before we get out of here you want to say? Oh, where people can reach your book at, your Instagram at, before we go?
Oh, okay. So I'm going to give you my Instagram. It's championship_trading 1111. In the link in my bio, I have my email address there if you want any promos or if you want to collab with me on anything. Also, if you want coaching, you can email me or click the link in my description. I got it currently. I have a link in there. It will go to my link tree and it will also go to my TrueVast. And can I just put a shout out? So I'm working with this company in Atlanta called TrueVast Connect. I'm directly working with them on a sales and marketing side. So what they are is they're like the black version of Linktree.
Okay.
So you can get TrueVastConnect.com. You can go on the Apple or Android store and download it. If you don't have a website for your business, TrueVast is the website for your business. So you could sell your coaching, you could sell your book. They have a marketplace. They have groups where you could put your people in. It's like a one-stop shop. So they can reach me on there. I'm also on TikTok with the same name, championship_trading 1111, YouTube championship_trading 1111, and Facebook, Timothy Howard Lawson.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, great, man. Listen, this was one of the really good ones for me. I appreciate you. We definitely got to do a part 2.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely got to do a part 2, man. Once again, Tim, I'm glad you came on the Terrance Henry experience, man. I really appreciate you, good brother.
And can I give something away to your audience?
Yeah.
So for anybody watching this podcast, I want to say the first 15 people who put in the comment section, I want to start, And I'm gonna give you my book for free too. I'm gonna give the first 15 people who comment on this section on YouTube and let me know who they are. I'm gonna email you my book for free.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
no problem.
All right, thanks, Tim. It's a wrap. We out.
All right.
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh man, you was great, man.